former casino floor manager with 14 years inside, just revealed something that could save you thousands. Right now, you're walking onto casino floors picking machines completely wrong, and it's costing you serious money. Most players choose a slot based on nothing, pretty lights, fun theme, someone just left. Meanwhile, they're bleeding cash on machines programmed to drain wallets faster than others sitting 20 feet away. The machines aren't all the same. Some give you a fighting chance. Others are designed to destroy your bankroll in minutes. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how former employees choose machines when they play, the numbers that actually matter, the locations that pay better, and the traps that casinos set specifically to catch players who don't know any better. This is insider information that casinos would rather you never learn. Before we reveal the 7 critical factors, you need to understand why most players lose faster than they should. Former slot programmer David worked for IGT for 9 years. He's watched thousands of players sit at the worst possible machines while better options sat empty right next to them. The average player has no system. They pick randomly, and random picking in a casino designed to take your money is financial suicide. Let's fix that starting right now. Factor 1. RTP is everything. Walk into any casino and watch people choose machines. They're looking at graphics, jackpot signs, whether it looks new. Not a single person is checking the most important number, RTP, return to player percentage. Former operations manager Patricia ran casino floors for 12 years. She watched this ignorance cost players millions. RTP tells you exactly how much a machine is programmed to keep. A 96% RTP machine keeps $4 out of every 100 wagered. A 90% RTP machine keeps $10. That difference is massive, but nobody checks it. Here's what makes this worse. Machines sitting right next to each other can have completely different RTP. You're playing a 92% game. The person next to you is on 97%. Same bets, same time played. You're losing more than twice as fast. Marcus had $500 in 3 hours to play. He sat at a penny slot with bright colors and a fun bonus round. What he didn't know was that machine had 89% RTP. 3 hours later, he was broke. 20 feet away, another penny slot with 96% RTP sat empty the whole time. If he'd played that one instead, he'd have left with money still in his pocket. Former programmer Rachel explains why casinos can get away with this. Players don't research. They don't check RTPs before sitting down. So casinos put low RTP machines in prime spots because they know people will play them anyway. Meanwhile, higher RTP games get buried in corners. Here's your rule: never play below 96% RTP. This is non-negotiable. Industry standard is around 96%. Anything below that is a bad deal. You can find RTP information online in 10 seconds. Search the game name plus RTP. Most manufacturers publish it. Some casino review sites list it. Before you insert a single dollar, know what you're playing. The difference between 92% and 96% RTP over a few hours of play is hundreds of dollars. You're literally throwing away money by not checking this number. Factor 2. Denomination controls your losses. Most players think penny slots are the safe choice. Cheap, low risk. But former employees know a secret that costs players thousands. Penny slots have the worst RTPS on the entire casino floor. Former technician Marcus serviced Vegas machines for 14 years. He's seen the internal data. Penny slots average 89% to 90% RTP in Nevada. Quarter slots average 94%. Dollar slots average 95%. The denomination directly affects how fast you lose. This isn't hidden information. Nevada Gaming Control Board publishes this data every year. Higher denominations consistently return more to players, but most people never look at it. Why do casinos do this? Simple economics. A penny machine and a dollar machine take up the same floor space, but dollar machines generate more revenue per spin. To make penny slots equally profitable, casinos program them to keep more of your money. And it works because penny slots are the most popular machines in any casino. Jennifer walked in with $200 and played penny slots, betting 75 cents per spin. That's 75 lines at a penny each. Her machine had 90% RTP. David walked in with the same bankroll and played quarter slots, betting 75 cents per spin, 3 lines at a quarter each. His machine had 94% RTP, same bet amount per spin, but Jennifer's machine kept twice as much money over 3 hours. She went broke. David walked away with $80 still in his account. Here's the trap most players fall into. They're already betting $1 or more per spin on penny machines, 100 lines at a penny each, but they're getting hammered by terrible RTP. If you're betting that much anyway, switch to higher denomination for better returns. Former floor manager Derek breaks it down. If you're betting $1 per spin on pennies, play $1 denomination single line instead. Exact same bet amount, but you jump from 90% RTP to 95%. That's the difference between losing fast and losing slower. The sweet spot for most players? Quarters. Better RTP than pennies, still affordable. According to recent Nevada data, quarter slots had some of the best return rates for casual players. But most people never play them because they think pennies are cheaper. They're not. You're just losing faster. Factor 3. Volatility destroys bankrolls. Players see a machine advertising a 50,000 times maximum win and think it's a good choice. They watch someone hit a huge bonus and rush over to play the same game. But they don't understand volatility and it wipes them out in minutes. Former programmer Sarah worked for a major manufacturer for 8 years. Volatility describes how a slot pays. Low volatility pays frequently but small amounts. High volatility pays rarely but huge amounts. Most players have no idea which one they're sitting at until their money is gone. Low volatility slots pay something on about 30% to 40% of spins. Wins are small, 20 cents back on a $1 bet, maybe $2 on a $5 bet. Your bankroll lasts longer, but nothing exciting happens. High volatility slots might only pay on 15% to 20% of spins, long stretches of nothing. Then suddenly, a bonus round pays 200 times your bet, or you get nothing for an hour and go completely broke. The problem is casinos don't label volatility clearly. A game advertising a 100,000 times max win is obviously high volatility, but players don't connect those dots. They just see big numbers and dollar signs. Sarah and Michael both had $300. Sarah sat at low volatility starburst, betting $1 per spin. Over 2 hours, she won something every few spins. Balance going up and down. After 2 hours, she still had $140 left. Michael sat at high volatility Dead or Alive 2. Same starting money, same bets. After 90 minutes, he was down to $30. He triggered a bonus for $180. Got excited, kept playing. 30 minutes later, completely broke. The volatility destroyed him. Here's the rule. Match volatility to your bankroll and goals. Small bankroll and want to play a few hours? Low volatility only. Games like Starburst, Bloodsuckers, classic fruit slots, your money lasts longer. Large bankroll and chasing a massive win? High volatility, but understand you'll probably lose everything fast. Games like Dead or Alive 2, Book of Dead, anything advertising 10,000x or higher multipliers. Former floor manager Patricia watched this mistake destroy players daily. Someone with $200 sits at a high volatility slot and they're done in 45 minutes. That same 200 on low volatility lasts 3 hours. But nobody thinks about this before they sit down. They just play whatever looks cool. Most players choose high volatility without realizing it, then wonder why their money disappeared so fast. That's not bad luck. That's exactly how those machines are programmed to work. One player gets a huge win. Everyone else goes broke trying. Factor 4. Location matters more than you think. Players believe location myths. Machines by the entrance pay more, corner machines are tight, it's all nonsense. But location does matter for different reasons that former employees know. Former operations manager Linda ran 3 major casinos over 15 years. We don't set machines by the door to higher RTPs. That's outdated strategy. But location affects your experience in other ways. Casinos use data analytics to optimize floor layouts. They track which physical locations generate more play, then make strategic placement decisions. High traffic areas, main walkways, visible spots. But here's what players get wrong. Casinos don't put their highest RTP machines in those premium spots. They put popular games there because popular games make money regardless of RTP. However, there's one location that genuinely matters: high-limit rooms. These areas have legitimately better average RTPs. Why? Because high-limit players bet more per spin, so casinos can offer slightly better returns and still profit hugely. If you're betting $25 to $100 per spin anyway, do it in high-limit where machines average 95% to 96% IRTP, instead of the main floor's 92% to 94%. Former technician David reveals another pattern. We'd sometimes put medium-performing games in premium locations to boost their play. Meanwhile, naturally popular games might be in less visible spots because they attract players anywhere. It's about optimizing the whole floor for profit. What you should avoid: machines near table games and sportsbooks. Former floor manager Marcus confirms this. We'd put tighter games near tables intentionally. Players are there for table games. Slots are just a distraction. So we could set them tighter and it didn't matter. Machines in corners, near bathrooms, or isolated spots often have worse performance metrics. Not always, but enough that it's worth avoiding them. Here's what actually works. If your bet size qualifies for high limit, play there. Better RTP, quieter atmosphere, better service. Many high-limit rooms accept players betting just $5 to $10 per spin. On the main floor, stick to machines near main aisles and high-visibility areas. These get more play, which means casinos put decent games there to keep the action going. A regular player named Carlos always chose back corner machines because he liked quiet. Former technician Marcus couldn't tell him at the time, but those machines consistently had the worst performance on the floor. They were graveyard spots for older, lower RTP games. He was literally choosing the worst location possible. Factor 5. Progressive jackpots are a trap. You see a progressive jackpot that's climbed to 5 million. The sign is flashing. Players are gathering. You think someone's going to win this soon? Might as well try. So you sit down at a machine with terrible odds and worse, RTP. Former programmer Sarah worked on progressive systems for 6 years. She knows exactly why they're financial suicide for most players. Progressive jackpots are funded by taking a percentage of every bet and adding it to the prize pool. That money comes from somewhere. It comes from lower RTP. A non-progressive version of a game might have 96% RTP. The progressive version drops to 92%, or lower, because money is diverted to the jackpot. Here's the brutal reality. Megabucks, the famous Nevada-wide progressive that reaches tens of millions, has RTP around 88%. Terrible. You're losing 12 cents on every dollar wagered. Why? Because a massive chunk goes into a jackpot you have almost no chance of hitting. Your odds of winning Megabucks? About 1 in 50 million. You're more likely to be struck by lightning twice. Let's break down what's really happening. That $10 million progressive you're staring at has been building for months through millions of dollars in bets from thousands of players. All of them lost contributing to a prize only one person will eventually win. Meanwhile, the reduced RTP means you're losing money faster than you would on a regular version of the same game. Two identical games sit next to each other. One is standard with 96% RTP. The other is progressive with 92% RTP advertising a $5 million jackpot. Player 1 sits at standard with $300. Over 3 hours, the 96% RTP means slower losses. They get decent playing time. Player 2 sits at progressive with the same bankroll. The 92% RTP drains them way faster. They're paying extra for a jackpot chance that's essentially zero. Here's the rule: avoid progressives unless you're wealthy and want to burn money for a near-impossible shot at millions. The lower RTP kills your bankroll. The odds are astronomical. It's not worth it. There's one exception: small local progressives. Some casinos link just a few machines with jackpots that reset at $5,000 or $10,000. These fill up faster and hit more frequently. Still bad odds, but not astronomically bad. And the RTP isn't reduced as heavily. Former casino manager Marcus watched this play out for 15 years. I saw the big progressive jackpot hit 3 times in our casino. 3 times. Meanwhile, thousands and thousands of players lost their money contributing to prizes they never won. The math doesn't work in your favor. Gloria became obsessed with a wide area progressive. After seeing someone win $3 million on the news, she played exclusively on that progressive for 8 months, lost $47,000. Former floor supervisor watched it happen. She'd come in twice a week. Every time she'd lose. Every time she'd say, "I'm due, it has to hit eventually." We knew she was never going to win. The odds were insane. She destroyed her retirement chasing a jackpot that was never coming. Progressive jackpots are designed to look appealing while destroying your bankroll. With terrible RTP and impossible odds, skip them. Factor 6. Players Club. Cards are free money. Some players refuse to use Players Club cards. They've heard myths that cards make machines tighter, or that casinos track them to manipulate results. So they're throwing away hundreds or thousands in free money based on completely false information. Former player development manager Michelle ran rewards programs for years. This myth made her job impossible because she was literally trying to give players free stuff and they wouldn't take it. The Players Club card has zero effect on the RNG or your odds. Zero. The card reader and the game computer are completely separate systems. The card tracks your play for marketing. It cannot communicate with the game logic. magic. Think about it logically. If casinos could make players lose by tracking their cards, that would be massively illegal. Gaming boards would shut them down instantly. The technology doesn't exist, and the legal risk is too high. What the card actually does is give you back a percentage of your play, usually 0.1% to 0.3% on slots. If you're playing through $1,000, that's $1 to $3 back. Plus free rooms, free meals, show tickets, priority service, special promotions. Here's the math. You visit monthly and play through $2,000 per trip. That's $24,000 per year total wagered. Without a card, you get nothing. Zero cashback, zero comps, zero offers. With a card at 0.2% cashback, you get $48 per year back. Plus free play offers worth another $100 to $200. Plus comp rooms saving you $300 plus. Plus meal comps worth another $100. Total value nizdadio. Over $600 per year you're leaving on the table because of a myth. Former casino host Patricia explains the other benefit. Players with cards get way better offers. Free rooms, free play, tournament invitations, all based on tracked play. Players without cards got nothing because we had no idea they existed. Sandra refused to use her card for 3 years based on this myth. She played 3 to 4 times monthly, always losing $300 to $600 per visit, over $13,000 per year. If she'd used her card, she would have gotten back roughly 10 to 15% in comps, rooms, meals, and cashback. She threw away over $4,000 in free value because she believed a lie. The rule is simple. Always use your player's club card. Always. Get the card at every casino. Insert it before you play. There is zero downside and hundreds of dollars in upside. Factor 7. Strategy matches goals. Most players don't have a strategy, they just play. They don't think about what they're trying to accomplish. Entertainment, big win, longer playing time. Without clear goals, you'll pick wrong every time. Former casino host Patricia worked with serious players for years. The ones who did best had a plan. Entertainment players chose low volatility, high RTP machines, and set time limits. 3 or 4 hours of fun for their money. Jackpot chasers would set aside money they could lose, play high volatility progressives, and accept they'd probably lose but had a tiny shot at something massive. The biggest mistake? Playing high volatility when you actually want playing time, or playing low volatility when you actually want a shot at a big score. Here's the breakdown. If you want maximum playing time, stretch your bankroll for hours. Choose low volatility, high RTP over 96%, nickels or quarters, minimum bets. Games like Starburst, Bloodsuckers, Jackhammer. If you're chasing big wins, shot at a massive jackpot, choose high volatility, progressives, quarters to dollars, whatever bet qualifies for max jackpot. But accept you'll probably lose everything fast. Balanced play sits in the middle. Medium volatility, 96% plus RTP, quarters to dollars, comfortable mid-range bets. Games like Gonzo's Quest, Immortal Romance. Here's the critical part. Decide your goal before you walk in. Entertainment? Write down your time goal and pick low volatility. Big win? Accept you'll lose fast and pick high volatility with big jackpot potential. Once you know your goal, machine choice becomes obvious. Former floor manager Derek watched this mistake constantly. Players would sit at high volatility with $200 hoping to play a few hours. 30 minutes later, broke and angry. Wrong machine for their goal. Or they'd play low volatility and complain it was boring and never paid big. Again, wrong machine for what they wanted. Strategy starts with knowing what you want. Without goals, you're gambling blind. The reality check. Even with perfect machine selection, you're still expected to lose money over time. The house edge is real and permanent. But smart machine selection means you lose slower, get more playing time, and occasionally have better shots at decent wins. Former programmer David summarizes it perfectly. Slots are designed for casinos to profit. That's not changing. But some machines profit slower than others. Those are the ones you want. Higher RTP. Right volatility for your bankroll, appropriate denomination, smart location. It won't make you a winner long-term, but it gives you the best possible chance and most entertainment value. Here's your complete checklist. Check RTP before sitting down. Never below 96%. Choose higher denomination than you think. Quarters over pennies if you're betting similar amounts. Match volatility to your bankroll. Low volatility for longer play. High volatility only if you can afford fast losses. Play in high-limit rooms when your bet size qualifies. Skip progressive jackpots unless you're wealthy. Always use your player's club card. Know your goal before you choose a machine. This won't make you rich. The house edge guarantees the casino profits over time. But these 7 factors separate smart players who lose slow from suckers who get destroyed in minutes. Conclusion. So there you have it. 7 critical factors for choosing slot machines that former employees actually use. RTP above 96%. Higher denominations for better returns. Volatility matched to your goals. Smart location choices, avoiding progressive traps. Using players' cards for free money. Having a clear strategy before you sit down. Former employees broke their silence because they watched too many players destroy themselves on terrible machines, while better options sat empty nearby. They saw people lose thousands on penny slots when quarters would have been better. They watched players chase progressives with impossible odds. They saw smart people make dumb choices because they didn't know what insiders knew. The casino industry makes billions because most players walk in without any system. They pick based on feelings, themes, superstitions. Anything except the math that actually matters. But now, you know what matters. You know what former employees look for when they play. This won't make you a winner long term. The house edge is permanent, but these strategies slow your losses, extend your playing time, and give you the best shot at walking away ahead when luck swings your way. Former operations manager Linda said it best. Smart players don't beat the casino long term, but they lose slower, play smarter, and get more entertainment per dollar lost. They understand they're paying for fun, and they choose machines that deliver the most fun per dollar. If this video changed how you'll choose slot machines, subscribe right now. Share this with anyone who plays slots. Drop a comment telling me which factor you've been ignoring. The casinos have had the advantage because players didn't know how to choose wisely. Now you know, use this every single time you play.